not tell you I feel good about this game. Brian Blood Clot Buevo, my brother. Cameroon, we say. Cameroon, we say. Stand up and rise. Vamos.
Hit the like and the share button, people. Welcome back. The first fan channel reaction show of the new year. Of course, liking, sharing. Get your comments in below as well. I'd love to know what you're doing today, where you're watching from around the world. Let me know in the comments and we'll try and reply to as many as we can. Here is, and look, I do love this, how you get rivals that say, I don't care about Arsenal. I don't care about Chelsea. I don't care about Man United. They're irrelevant. But yet they're all out here doing hate-alongs. How can you say you don't care about another club but do a hate-along? It makes no sense to me. But this is Husam and Saeed watching Arsenal's game yesterday. And look, I feel like them when the goals go in. But I love watching the pain. I love watching the bitterness. It's a thing of beauty. Let's take a look.
1-0. Did I not tell you I feel good about this game?
Feels good about the game. Predicted Brentford to do well. Predicted Brentford to come out on top. Remember his match reaction yesterday, though. Remember!
Frauds. Husam, you're a jinx.
Arsenal frauds, he's saying.
Sit on the floor.
Poor from Odegaard there. Oh, lovely Damsgaard. This is what I love about Damsgaard. Lovely. Here comes Mbeumo. Mbeumo's on this side. Have a shot if you want. Mbeumo. Yes! Come on! Mbeumo! I said it, man. Lovely from Damsgaard. Odegaard is the one that gave the ball away there. Poor from Odegaard. Damsgaard just shimmies past him. He gives the ball to Mbeumo, and Mbeumo does what he does best.
Flecken, shot, and they score.
Look at it. Look at the pain. It's beautiful. Honestly, in every direction, I just find it amazing. I think that's why fan content is so popular.
That piece of C strike again. And it is the jammiest pinball goal of all time. And set piece of C strike, guys.
You know, it's a difference between the two goals. You could argue there was luck on both, and I think it's fair to say that. But this is a Liverpool fan whose team for 8 years have been Chaos FC in the attack, making it hard for you to defend. The amount of goals they've got through forcing mistakes through the chaos they create is unbelievable.
Yalla, goal Arsenal from a set piece. Pinball, pinball, pinball. And it's a goal. Bro, this red shirt doesn't work against Arsenal. We need to change it.
Hey, turn his camera off. Turn his camera off.
Cross comes in. Headed away. Get it out, please. Get it out. Get it out, man. Marino. What an absolute jammy goal that is. What the hell's going over there?
In fairness to Saeed is frustrated and annoyed, but just he weren't giving it Billy Big Balls before. I get what Saeed's doing. Saeed's reaction is quite normal to me.
Brentford are doing here. Brentford do not clear that away.
Nwaneri. Martinelli. And another jammy goal. This is their third jammy goal in a row. Literally 3 jammy goals.
You can't really call Martinelli's strike jammy. Yes, it was a poor clearance. You could argue poor clearance, but that was because the cross from Nwaneri was very good. I think it's beautiful here that Husam is giving 0 credit to Arsenal for any of these goals. But if Liverpool score goals like this against Man United, it'll be Golazzo, Golazzo, Golazzo.
Jammy lucky ass goals. That's Arsenal Football Club right there, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal Football Club. Luckiest team in England.
Look, I get it. I get the frustration. It's beautiful to see. But it isn't the only thing I've seen like this, though. I saw this tweet from a Liverpool fan. By the way, I'm not saying it's all Liverpool fans, so there'll be a number in the comments. I'm not like that. So I'm being very specific with my words. Some Liverpool fans that say they don't care about Arsenal. Arsenal are not a threat. There's no worry about them whatsoever. They certainly seem to comment a lot about a team that is 0 threat to them. And I saw this tweet from a Liverpool fan who said, I had this thought in my mind for quite a long time now. I mean, talk about living rent-free. But now I'm pretty sure that Arsenal found the loophole in the rules regarding corners and blocking the goalkeeper. They do these so well, what the refs won't call it, yet they always prevent the goalkeeper moving with dirty movements. Bro, I've seen Liverpool. I thought Liverpool invented it. A week ago, Liverpool invented the corners. Now Arsenal found the loophole. Which is it? It can't be both. Equally, where were these tweets? I checked his account, didn't do it. Where were these tweets when Man United's goalkeepers were being blocked and we conceded directly from corners? That was time for the banter. That was time for this pile on and laugh. Now suddenly when you think, oh, maybe they're chasing my team down, it could impact my season, suddenly the officials have got to do something about this. I do find it funny. And I tweeted about them scoring, Arsenal scoring from a set piece and how it would trigger some rivals. And these were the replies I got. I'm not crying. I'm more like snoozing. Arsenal may be the least exciting team to watch. When you're Man United play Arsenal, who will you be supporting, you whore? Man's out here calling me a whore. It's just an observation. It's purely an observation. You are 4 points off the relegation zone. I think it might be a bit more than that, but okay, let's say it is 4. You shouldn't be worried about that instead of what Arsenal is doing. People forget this is my job. Literally my job is talking about the traditional top 6 teams and more so the fans within it. We're fan media. I'm never going to move away from that. But yes, I'll just focus on Man United moving forward. Same Chelsea fan, by the way, when I praise Chelsea, says thank you for being so unbiased. Big up for the DMs. I saw all these tweets yesterday, plus more. This Arsenal team might be one of the most boring, plonky sides ever. This Arsenal team may have gotten one of the most boring teams to watch in the history of the top flight. Arsenal are so boring. Sickens me when Arsenal win. This is my favourite because they're actually shite. Wish they would just F off, to be honest. It's just so dull, boring, set piece after set piece. I would be absolutely livid losing a potential league title to that. Gabrielle here says, boring game of we'll sit deep and you can pass it back and forth at both ends of the pitch. Gave Arsenal too much credit where it wasn't due and played the possession fist. They wanted dark arts galore, including Arteta purposely leaving his area to block every throw-in. Do you know what's so funny about this? I understand what a few gooners said yesterday, that on some counters they maybe slowed the attack down. And I'm going to watch for that a little more closely when they're drawing or losing. When they're 3-1 up, there is absolutely zero, and I mean this, zero obligation for Arsenal to play a brand of football that's going to make it entertaining for the opponents. For years I said about City, I respect how good they are at football. I respect their defensive shape. Pep is a genius. But I found their matches, typically speaking, boring because they were uncompetitive. I got called a hater, a BSer, a bullshitter, etc. Arsenal, I wouldn't say their football is as beautiful as City's, but the principle is similar, that especially when they get a lead, they kill those games. They dominate the ball. They keep recycling it, moving back and forward, make it almost impossible for their opponents. Suddenly now, they're ruining the beautiful game. For years when people called Pep out and said he's ruining the game and making it uncompetitive, you were called a hater. It's funny when it's a different manager of a club you hate, a club you care about. When you hate something, by the way, you care about it. Love and hate are very similar emotions. They're very closely linked. It's funny how it suddenly becomes a problem. And look, I get it and I understand. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a problem. I'm just simply stating that I find it an absolute beautiful thing to observe. Speaking of that, let's take a look here at AFTV and what they had to say yesterday. This is Ty talking to Robbie.
Don't you think now that the way in which the team is, we can't be bullied?
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, what I would say in the past, I've heard some disgraceful, disgusting and nonsensical comments that we're too soft.
You were too soft. This is what I love about it, Ty. Even when there's a compliment that Arsenal are no longer are tougher and harder to break down, mentally stronger. Yeah, but we weren't ever mentally weak. Oh, you were, bruv. You really were.
I mean, well, it's been true.
No. But
in the past, it's been true. Now we ain't. No. So those tactics don't work. But I think in the past, when people have said we've been too soft, I think they've been right.
But I don't think they are right, Robbie, because if Eduardo got his leg broken, Aaron got their leg broken.
No one's talking about someone's leg breaking making you soft. What people are actually talking about is the in-games, Arsenal being bullied, that kind of men versus boys approach. And sometimes being soft is almost, and this is what rivals are trying to do now. They're trying to gaslight Arsenal fans. The media are going to start pushing this again soon with the dark art stuff. Oh, be more open, be more expansive. Give your opponents a chance, entertain us more. Because what they want you to do is lose more points. They want you to draw more games and lose more games. Being tough isn't just about crunching someone on the pitch. It's about sticking to what you know is right for your team. And I think Arsenal have certainly improved in the area. I think they have. I'd love to get your opinions on that. Here is Mark Goldbridge talking throughout the game yesterday as well. Let's see what he had to say. And thank you, by the way, for sending in these clips. If you want something to feature that you've seen, DM it to me or the KJ, and we'll try and feature it on the show.
Goal for Arsenal from a corner. Marino, 2-1. It was bouncing around, and they've done it again from a corner. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible for Arsenal. This is what's keeping them alive. Another corner, another goal. Will there be a push or a shove in there? I don't know. But
probably
they are getting
there is on every corner
points and wins through this. I don't know who.
Do you know what's really interesting about it? And I get Mark disappointed to see Arsenal score. I understand it. But do you know what's really interesting? I said it last night on the Match Reaction Show, and I stand by it. Rivals have made Arsenal's corners more potent, more dangerous, more deadly, and they've improved the conversion rate and chaos in them. They've made them into a thing. The sort of, you know, when you read Harry Potter or you watched the movies and it was he who must not be named, and there was this kind of concept, and this has been like historically through literature, through urban myth, like, you can talk something into existence. I think Rivals, look, Arsenal's set pieces were already good. But now when there's a corner, you hear the noise of Rivals change. You hear the Arsenal fans' towels go up. There's a nervousness that sets in for the players. And that's all because Rivals keep going on about it. I think what you've got to do to kill the momentum is to drop it. Rivals have made the problem here. But again, I'll get in the comments, Terry, you're just backing Arsenal. I'm not. Listen to what I'm saying very carefully. And maybe you'll get it. Now, something I did listen to carefully that I want to show you on screen. This is Alex Crook from TalkSPORT, who says, I know for a fact that Man United were offered Ruben Amorim in the summer. Do you know, first of all, he's being cooked for this because a lot of people are essentially saying, well, if you knew about this in the summer, why were you not broadcasting it? Why were you not talking about it? Why were you not saying this with such chest? Then, fair challenge. They said no because his style didn't fit the squad. Now that there, because they then hired him weeks later, it does not fill you with confidence, does it? Yes and no. And I think that the narrative around Man United is very interesting. United fans like me were cooked, we were abused, and we were slagged off in the summer when we said, and I'm not going to say word for word what I stated, I'm not going to go back and watch the content, you can if you want. Objectively, a lot of us got behind the decision and we said, okay, keeping Ten Hag is not what we want, but they're going to try and give him a structure. They're going to bring in some additional help and they're going to try and find the right profiles for the style of play that he has created. The theory makes sense, which is why I haven't lost faith in the new board, even though one of them has been sacked for this theory. Well, the manager's been successful before. We want to enhance that. We've got a squad that he's built. If we give him more, that may be a quicker route to success than starting from scratch. I never felt it would work. I think too much water had passed under the bridge. It was a mistake. INEOS' biggest mistake is trusting Dan Ashworth in that approach. And I know Dan Ashworth still gets defended because of when his start date was. But if you believe that he didn't start actually making decisions months earlier, you're crazy. Most of the time when very senior people leave organisations where there's gardening leave, I've had two MDs I've started meeting with and talking to 2 to 3 months before they joined the bank I was at, before, you know, and taking instruction, talk to this client, speak to these people, start implementing this process, Terry, because I want it running as smooth as possible by the time I arrive. So Dan Ashworth was making decisions prior, was guiding what INEOS were doing. And of course it's a mistake. I'm not defending the mistake. I'm not saying they shouldn't be criticised for it. What they have then done is gone with the advice of the other members of the board who were not listened to in the summer, and that's we have got to start again. It is a bit of a waste of a season. We should have had a full pre-season of it. But the problem that you have, if you actually look and this is where I'm a little bit disappointed in the mainstream media, but I've come to expect it. Everything is going out of Sal. Everything needs to be burned. Everything is it's absolute worst, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel. If you look at the majority of big clubs, medium-sized to big clubs that have gone through genuine bona fide rebuilds, and I'm not talking rebuilding a midfield or a front line or even a squad. I'm talking about rebuilding multiple facets, if not every part of the club, and literally rebuilding training grounds, stadiums, all at the same time you've started that project. There are always mistakes. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be criticised, but the way everybody is throwing baby out with the bathwater is crazy to me. And these types of headlines do not help. But for me, I'm going to be documenting it. I'm going to be storing it. I'm no longer going to be fighting. I'm going to keep believing in what I feel, but I'm going to no longer fight for it. If people want to say it isn't working, if people want to say INEOS will never get it right, if people want to state that Amorim should change his principles, if Amorim should do... I'm just going to let people say it now with minimal challenge. I might ask questions to delve into your thoughts deeper, but with very little challenge. And I'm just going to document it all. And we can come back in a couple of years' time and see. What I've realised in the last few days is there's no point fighting this. There is absolutely no point fighting the machine that wants Man United to fail. I've seen more criticism of INEOS in 6 months than I saw in 20 years of the Glazers destroying this football club. I'm seeing rivals saying we should keep Ten Hag and laughing and celebrating that decision. But when it comes to Amorim, he's got to change his style, got to change his principles, got to make better decisions. They're sort of like, all go. They want him out. And I just view those things as highly suspicious. Now, you don't need to agree with me. I'm not sensitive about that. But I find the whole thing a little bit suspicious. It's a bit like a magician. You know, look over here, look over here, look over here. But what's really going on is this side. And there's something in that I don't quite trust. Each to their own, though. But I want to get your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on it. As I say, I'm not trying to shut down opinion. I'm just no longer going to be challenging it. I just want to know more about what you think. And we'll document it. And then we'll come back like a fucking time capsule. And we'll come back in a few years' time and see what's what. As ever, I want to thank you all for tuning in. More content this afternoon. The Top 6 show, 6 p.m. UK time today as well. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Peace.